The Supreme Court of the United States of America. The highest judges in the country. What if they were sexy, young versions of themselves, a la Clone High, and also the Supreme Court Justices of the United States of America? What if there were sexy versions of Alito and Clarence Thomas? So yeah, Supreme Courtship. Supreme Courtship. Hey everyone, I'm your host, the Prince of Plays, Solon. Welcome to Solon Face. Today, I want to show you just really quickly, really briefly, this is a demo that is on Kickstarter right now. And I think you might be interested in it, because I'm super interested in it. This was pitched to me a couple of months ago by Jesse and Sonia, who are local to me. Not Justice Sotomayor. Sonia, the developers for Supreme Courtship. Just the two of them. They've been working really hard on this, and when it was pitched to me, I gave them an interesting reaction because they're used to pitching this to, you know, people who aren't completely inundated with the dating sim scene, and I was like, oh, a quirky dating sim. Oh, a quirky dating sim. And I was in a point in my life where we were just getting off of Dream Daddy, and we were just getting off of Doki Doki, and I was just like, a quirky dating sim, another one. Okay. But this is something a little different, and there's a lot of things going on in Supreme Courtship that I want to talk about. So, boom, we're at a point of success. Even if it's not fully backed, we are currently at a point of success. Almost 19 grand, and I literally just watched it go up like 150. It was kind of cool. But 4 days left at time of recording, and so the reason I bring all this up. is because this is an interesting dating sim. This is even more than just like a quirky, silly, out of left field dating sim. This has politics attached to it. This has strings attached to it, and the politics are the personal. So what better place to have a dating sim / mystery noir? Question mark? Than right here. Here they come. I think that went well, don't you? It could have been better. There wasn't much of a commitment. It was enough. They're in when we're in need. It's still a big risk to take. Hardly. You know as well as anyone how loud a check speaks. I think these mysterious folks are dang dirty. They're dang dirty. See? He plays scissors in every game of rock, paper, scissors. That's cheating. Everyone knows scissors is the most powerful move in rock, paper, scissors. So that's 2 down, then when do we make a move on the 3rd? Tonight. What? The removal is already underway. I'd keep an eye on the news tomorrow if I were you. You can't be serious. We're not ready. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. Oh. Removal tonight. What on earth could they be planning? Back to work, I guess. At my job! The Supreme Court! Still haven't found exactly what they're up to. This removal of theirs could be anything. The others will need more than this to convince them. God, I need a drink. Since when does whiskey go bad? Oh, I don't feel so good. No, removal! They meant me. I mean, Supreme Justices can retire also. They can. I promise. It's not like until you die kind of thing. Now, that will be up to the courts to decide. Justice Scalia! But with you out of the picture, I'm confident of my chances. No! You won't get away with this! I was supposed to be part of the cool, sexy young kids' Supreme Court! My successor will continue my work. You can't escape! Say it. Justice! Can't escape justice. That's actually when you are on the Supreme Court, your last word before you retire, whichever route you take. It's kind of you really get to choose your own route on that one. Before you tire, you have to say the word justice. It has to be just a part of your speech. So, I'm glad ex-Justice Scalia got that in there. I guess it's on the news. This is 6 months later. Welcome back to Good Morning DC, the capital's #1 morning news show. I'm Jill Staffer, and I'm Bob Bus. We're coming to you live from the steps of the Capitol building with some breaking news. After nearly 6 months of searching, a new Supreme Court justice has finally been appointed. That's right, Bob. The seat was vacant following the late Justice Scalia's death. With this appointment, the court is back to its full 9 members. Really exciting news, Jill. Or is it? Many people are concerned by the new justice's complete lack of necessary qualifications, and I don't blame them, bub. This will be the first justice to serve on the court with only fictional courtroom experience. The newly appointed justice is best known as the star of a TV show Ghost Judge, the third-rate courtroom drama about settling hauntings through litigation. You could take judge experience normally to the Supreme Court. Like, that's kind of a normal route to get there. TV judge, though. Have you ever seen an episode, bub? It's a real travesty, Jill. It's really not a real travesty, Jill. No self-respecting specter would be caught dead on that show. Get it? Because it's a ghost show. Pretty sure that's not a travesty. Anyway, love it or hate it, folks, you better get used to it. That's right, your newly appointed justice is none other than... It's gonna be me. Choose your justice. We got boy justice. We got gal justice. We got blue and pink. They're both very cute. So the thing that I wasn't feeling the quirky nature of the pitch when I got it a couple months ago. Getting to talk to Jesse last week. It was really nice because we got another angle on this. The angle that I really am excited for as an informational game. It's something where you can learn in a very fun way how the Supreme Court works. Because, hey, I don't know shit about the Supreme Court. Most people don't. I think that there's actually an angle to this game that would be really cool as a teaching tool for high school students and for people older than high school, people who have graduated, people like me who love dating sims and also like learning things. That's why we're here, to read stuff so we can learn stuff. Let's have a fun time with a cute justice. Choose your name. My name is Hounds of Justice. Justice Hound X. Justice Hound X. There we go. That's who you trust. You trust. Your newly appointed justice is none other than Justice Hound X. You have to call us Justice Hound X. Or as they will now be known, Justice X. I like that. All right. Justice X is here, and the Justice's unusual background isn't the only interesting part of the story, Jill. The quick and nearly unanimous confirmation process raised more than a few eyebrows. After only a few hours of discussion, the Senate moved to confirm the Justice in a 99-1 vote. You only need 51 votes there, bub. Or is it 60? Is it a plurality, or is it a majority? Either way, they've overdone it. Maybe they're all just fans of her show. Knowing the Senate, Jill, it wouldn't surprise me. This might be the most important Supreme Court appointment in decades. No one knows how Justice X will vote on any of the monumental cases coming up for the court this year. Sometimes one vote can make all the difference. It's still really weird that in the last couple years there's already been 2 entire new justices appointed. This is coming out in a weird time. It really is, and that's kind of what makes it so beautiful, that like suddenly it's really fucking important to know how Supreme Court justices get appointed. The course of our nation could very well be in Justice X's hands. My coffee didn't sober me up. That thought sure. Jill, that's not professional. It's not even that funny. It's really... Jill, please, I worry for your job. We're heading to the Supreme Court now to see if we can get a few words from her before her historic first day on the bench. Qualified or not, I'm sure she's excited. I'm right here. Qualified, I am as qualified as I want to be. She's going to be one of the most influential people in American politics and society. I bet she's been up since the crack of dawn preparing for her first oral arguments. Wait, when was I able to pick my pronouns? I know that was kind of part of the whole pitch. I picked my justice, but I didn't really get to pick my pronouns, which is kind of a little thing. After all, this is sure to be one of the most important days of Justice X's life. Justice X, are you asleep? With the TV blaring? Next up, the top 5 life-saving tips that could actually kill you. Yawn. Hey, new appointed Justice X. Can you not wear, like, a South Park t-shirt? Can you? This is a very juvenile joke. I'd hit that. It's a mallet. I'd hit. Ugh. All right. Another day, another reality TV show. We've been spending all this time in DC doing publicity stunts. Maybe today's my lucky day. X, my #1 star. Today's your lucky day. I knew it! Remember that publicity thing I had you do where you applied for that government job? My agent had me apply to be a Supreme Court justice. It went through! Can you believe it? You're gonna be on primetime news, baby. Primetime. You reported your new gig this morning. Check your calendar for the details. Knock 'em dead, ghost judge. Okay, that's an incredible premise. On my ghost mobile. New gig. I thought it was just so we didn't even know that it was. My agent told me it would take reality TV judges to the next level, but they said nothing about a new job. What was that about checking my calendar? New gig, 10 a.m. Oral argument? Okay, come on. We can be adults about this. They're oral arguments. This is a normal thing that you have in the Supreme Court. I want to learn more about oral arguments, not make dumb jokes about it. Supreme Court building, big white building, lots of columns. Go get them, ghost judge. Supreme Court building. What the? Oh, it's gonna hit. Hun, you have 97 new messages. Huh? Congrats to the new Justice at X. I'm at X! I'm at X. Put in the Supreme. This is a huge win for us. Oh no. What have I gotten myself into? Supreme Court? Like the Supreme Court. Watching you, X. That Supreme Court seat was mine. You already put your Twitter name as SCOTUS. Garland SCOTUS. Ouch. You already changed everything up. Who even are these people? Did I really just run for Supreme Court as a publicity stunt? This is actually a pretty good conceit. I like the concept of a lot. Or do I give them a raise? This is straight out of like some BoJack Horseman ass story. Don't even check your voicemails, just run. Good morning, X. I hope you are well. Congratulations on your appointment. I am Chief Justice John Roberts, your boss. Oh, God. Your appointment is unconventional, but we'll have to make do. We're hearing your arguments for a case today. You're needed at the Supreme Court at 10 a.m. Be on time. All right, let's get going. Let's get going. Let's judge things. Oh, son of a bailiff. It's already 9:32. Let's judge things. Let's run into everything, actually. Nailed it. Nailed it. Look how smart we're looking. We're looking so good. Ding. My pie is done. All right, ready to go. Except I have no idea where I'm going. My agent did say it was a white building with columns and all the important buildings live in the National Mall, right? All right, we got the map of the National Mall. Let's just wing it. How hard it could be. Let's just go to the National Mall. Between mouthfuls of breakfast, I try not to think about all the new challenges around me, from reality TV star to reality. Could someone like me handle such a big job on such a big stage? Let's give it our best shot. Ah, that's a great premise. That is a great premise and fun art. I wish you didn't have that shirt sucked. Did not like that. But everything else here is going really great. Now let's get to some judging. Why does the National Mall have to be so big? You can fit 1 million people out here. As I catch my breath, I take a moment to look around. Large pillars decorate the sides of the plaza, and people mill about slowly. The sun is shining clear and high, its heat pleasant in the cool breeze. A circle of American flags flap lazily in the distance, and above it all, the Washington Monument reaches into the sky, proud and unhurried. Maybe today is going to be a good day after all. New day, new opportunities. If I do my best, nothing's... This is a really weird, like, optimism to have going into the Supreme Court of the United States. Hey, Justice X, you should, like, scream and shout and probably run to a library, honestly. Just get your phone out and start researching as much as you can. All I have to do is find the Supreme Court building. Should be pretty easy. I know what it looks like. It's the white one with big pillars and lots of steps. It's 10:02. Oral arguments have already started. We need to hurry to the Supreme Court. What am I standing around for? Where's the map? Okay, maybe we're a little more lackadaisical than I expected. Which of you is the Supreme Court? They're all white pillared buildings. It's a pretty good joke. That's really good. There's no time. I'll have to pick one fast. Okay, we actually get to like choose something. Which of these is Supreme Court? I've never been to DC. I'm just gonna pick one of them. Big one with the dome. That one's not the White House. That was the one in like the middle. Isn't this is not the Supreme Court building, but this is the Oh, it's gonna tell me anyway in a second. I won't have to embarrass myself. One man makes eye contact with me and strides confidently over. This is the Senate. The Senate. That's where the senators are all at. That's why it's so big. Capitol building. Thank you. The name's Senator Tim Beamer. Republican from Minnesota. Representative from Minnesota. What does the R mean? I don't remember. He offers his hand, I take it. His grip is firm and comforting. Hey, I'm, Justice Hound. Justice Hound, is it? That's a fine name. Tell me, what brings you to the Capitol building? You didn't come all this way just to see little old me, did you? I'm, looking for the Supreme Court, actually. You're nearly there, my friend. It's just down the street. It's the big white building with columns and lots of steps. Can't miss it. Oh, perfect. Thanks. That's what everyone else already said. Can you, like, be a lot more specific? Of course, old friend. Just a bit of DC humor for you. We're not, we just met. I'm not your old friend. Can you imagine trying to find your way around here without knowing the names of the buildings? I am. You'd be lost for days. I am. He points into the distance. Right there. It's at 1 Street. 1 Street? Isn't that a bit redundant? The building's so nice, they addressed it twice. Should be easy to spot with all the TV crews outside. Oh, TV crews. If I'm a TV star, I gotta dodge those, right? I gotta do a little press dodge and minigame real quick. I guess we'll ask him about the TV crews. Why are there TV crews at the Supreme Court building? Just to, you know, fill me in on this. We confirmed the new Supreme Court justice today. I heard something about that. They're in oral arguments right now, I'm guessing. The press will want to hear what the newcomer has to say. After all, we threw him a bit of a curveball with this one. Right, you did this! The Senate would have... Okay, let's, how often are justices appointed? Does this happen like every year? No, it's a huge deal. Supreme Court justices are appointed for life. That's right. That's right. For life. For life. How about that, huh, pal? Talk about job security. Me, though, I'm up for re-election every 6 years, and I spend most of that time fundraising if I want a chance of winning the re-election. Some weeks, I don't even have time to read the laws we're voting on. It'd sure be nice to have a lifetime appointment. What are the odds of that happening out of the blue, right, pal? Okay, now I'm starting to get some, like, gumshoe vibes from Phoenix Wright. And I'm starting to warm up to Beamer. If it's a new justice, and that means new justice is appointed if one of the justices retires, or if they die. Yeah, they die tired. It's a rare treat to get to confirm a new justice. The last guy didn't retire, dog. We watched that. Oh, these are cute. Check mark, check mark. These buttons are adorable. Oral arguments. What are oral arguments? They're like a trial. Each side makes an argument and tries to convince the judge to rule in their favor. Except at the Supreme Court, there are 9 judges, and the judges determine who wins. An oral argument. No, that comes much later. It wouldn't be politics if things moved that quickly. Okay, so what are the justices, supposed to do during oral arguments? What do we... Do I look like a justice to you? You're heading to the Supreme Court building, right? You should sit in on the arguments. They're open to the public. There's no better way to learn than through first-hand experience. Right. There's no bet. We're gonna learn through first-hand experience. Okay, so you confirm the new justice. I was the deciding vote, in fact. Me and 98 of my best pals. Yeah, it was a landslide. You really weren't the deciding vote. I thought the president did that. No, the president nominates someone. Then, that guy can pick any old dingus they really like. Oh, you don't say. But then it's up to the 100 senators to determine if they're qualified and confirm the pick. It's just like a battle royale. It's exactly like that, in fact. Do you think they're qualified? Who, the president? The new justice. Oh, sure! I mean, how hard can it be? Honestly, though, what they do after they're confirmed isn't my department. What? I don't know how great I feel about Senator Beamer anymore. Kind of sounds like a Senator Steamer. Hey, I gotta get going. Let's get out of here. I made my steamer joke, so I'm just gonna leave. Whew. Okay, so we know where the Supreme Court building is. It wasn't a map at all. That's mean. That's rude. Would have liked to have a little pop quiz on Supreme Court building and then win it for some reason. But I guess you can't really do that. Because, you know, you need to have... I'm just going to go there. Game design reasons. We had a very important conversation here. I'm sure you have that at any of those other 5 places. Supreme Court. Finally. Okay, so there's the TV crews Beamer mentioned. Maybe if I'm really careful, I can sneak past them. And yeah, let's sneak past them. Let's do it. Okay. It's okay, we don't have to do anything yet. We're just gonna keep reading. Good morning, DC. We're here live in front of the Supreme Court with newly appointed Justice X. Justice X, how does it feel to be late to your first, Okay. Alright, I see what's happening here. Justice X, could you summarize your judicial philosophy for us? Yeah, I'm a radical, minimalist. Radically small. That's great. We could use more of those on the court, I think. That's just gibberish, Bob. Justice X, America needs to know. How are you ready for this prodigious... are we prodigious? Yeah, we're very prodigious. Okay, I was on a ridiculous TV show. Can you tell your viewers why you deserve to make the decisions that will affect their daily lives? Excellent. Time for an Emmy Award-winning speech. Great question. I'm sure many Americans are out there thinking to themselves, what is a Supreme Court? What even? And I think the beauty of it is that we'll all find out together. As your new Supreme Court Justice, I can assure you that my mind is quick and agile, like a jungle cat. Now, I may not be the justice you want, deserve. I may not be the justice you want, but I am the justice you have to deal with. For the rest of your lives, probably. Finally, Americans should know one thing. I can imagine all the people living for today. Now I should write that one down. That was great. My name is Justice X, Justice Hound X, and I am ready to put myself through a 3-year law program. There you have it, folks. After that statement, Justice X will begin their career just as soon as they finish walking up these steps. All right, let's go. Let's go judge. Let's get a judge going. This feels like a classroom. This doesn't feel like a professional building. Hey, class. I'm the new kid. Every head turns all at once. Sorry, I'm late. Ladies, gentlemen, justices, hello and welcome to hello, I'm Justice Hound X. It's nice to meet you all. I'm gonna be justicing for us all tonight. The man seated at the center clears his throat. Oh my god, I'm gonna kick his robe off. So nice of you to join us, Justice X. Better to be here now than not at all. His tone is razor sharp, like he's putting me in detention. Court detention. At least some of us are glad to see you. Not everyone was convinced you would show today. Robert stares pointedly at the justice to his right. What did I tell you, Anthony? That's how Anthony talks. Cut her some slack, you two. You should be more welcoming to our newest member. I'm the cool one. After all, it's always good to have more women on the court. Fair enough, Ruth. I suppose some introductions are in order. Of seniority, that is, haha. I am Chief Justice John Roberts. We have just completed conducting oral arguments and will be dismissing the court. In future deliberations, I expect all justices to be present. I will not abide a disorderly court. Yes, sir. I will be more judgy in the future. I hope so. And no need to call me sir. Chief Justice John Roberts will do just fine. You've already been acquainted, but the court's next senior member is Anthony Kennedy. Hello, pleased to meet you again. Please be nice, Anthony. Next, this is Clarence Thomas. He's quite the chatterbox. Alright. Check. Of course, Ruth Bader Ginsburg needs no introduction. Replacing Scalia is a tough ask for anyone. I'm sure you'll make an impression on this court. Just try to make it a good impression. This is Justice Breyer. I believe he's a... God, that's just weird. I could throw up a picture of Breyer. It's fine. Hi! I can't believe I'm meeting the actual Ghost Judge! I have all 6 seasons on DVD, though I've been asked not to watch them on the premises on account of their rampant legal inaccuracy. I'm Steven. Nice to meet you, finally. Made you some cookies, but I'm afraid everyone ate them already. I'm sorry. Wow, they're really... Okay, it's the thought that counts. We're just do a whole roll call. Hey, everybody, this is Samuel Alito. That's just... Okay. Dude, what took you so long? I mapped the route from your place, and I can cover that in 7 minutes! Jogging backwards. Never mind, you're here, and that's what counts. Because I just won this bet, baby! He reaches around and playfully punches Kennedy in the... I don't know if you could bet. Like, I don't think you could... Wait. Kennedy frowns and forks over a 20... Can you do that? Is that allowed? That sounds weird. I don't... Why are justices being weird? Like, can you just have a bet? Does he have to pay taxes on that? I don't know. I don't know how being a justice works. It sounds weird. This is Sonia Sotomayor, our resident dynamo. Please try not to set her off. As you can see, you'll be sitting next to her. Do you set her off often? Well, look who decided to show up. I was getting lonely way out here. Is she being sarcastic or not? Seems nice. I don't think that was sarcastic. Finally, this is Elena Kagan, our newest justice, barring you, of course. Just relax. Your appointment is nowhere near the worst mistakes this court has made. Thanks. I somehow feel much better. And at least someone is being honest here, because it doesn't seem like anyone else is really being truthful. I could list them alphabetically, but we'd be here all day. I like her. She's fun. No institution is perfect, Elena. She looks eager to prove herself. I just hope I can too. With those introductions in order, the court is now dismissed. We'll reconvene tomorrow morning for our final deliberation. Justice X. I'm sure you're well briefed on the case already, but if you need more details, then Justice Sotomayor can assist you. Okay, cool. We'll hang out with Sotomayor and... My friend, tell me the details. Rough start for you, isn't it, newbie? Yeah, I guess it all happened kind of fast. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll get the hang of it in no time. Speaking of which, it seems the chief wants me to get you up to speed on the case. It's a pretty straightforward one, actually. Think of it like a tutorial. Thank you. That's what I need right now. Tutorialize me. Let's see. Oh, it's just going. The defendant was convicted. Okay. Thanks. Nope. I don't get to be interested in the case, I guess. Could you maybe explain it like I'm 5? Or explain it at all? That might be pretty difficult, actually. Don't you have your JD or anything? Have you passed the bar? Hey, good question. Do you have your Juris Doctor degree? You know, the one that lets you do laws. Most justices have a legal background, you know, although the Constitution doesn't exactly list requirements for the job. Do you have any education at least? A college degree? I have a bachelor's. Oh. Well, I was on The Bachelor. Oh. I think a crash course is in order. Come with me. That's pretty much the same thing. Next time on Supreme... Wait, next time? Have we had a first time yet? What is a dissent? It's the way of the future! I have faced so many majority opinions that I disagree with, but I don't take it as a loss. It's instead an opportunity to speak out about my disagreement. After all, the court has had the wrong majority opinion before. Standing up for what you believe in is incredibly important for the future of the court, and for people all across the nation. It shows the minority opinion that they're not alone in this fight, and it opens the door for change in the future. Oh, are we gonna get just like a quick flash of everyone's kind of philosophies? Now they have a new swing vote. I bet they don't even need me. Leave the court? Are you gonna retire? Means the president picks up someone's new schmuck to take my spot. What if they pick another reality TV judge? Or worse? What if they pick a terrible human being who tarnishes the legacy as a justice for all time? Nah, that would never happen. No. Now that you're on the court, I'm sure you'll want to spend some time with other judges. However, we're all colleagues here. And how a colleague views you can have an impact on how well you work together. Have no fear, I have more charisma than a baby penguin on a seesaw. That is exactly what I'm afraid of. Since you're new here, your esteem among the justices is probably low. Not like self-esteem, like esteem. Like, how well you're respected as a justice in the eyes of... Okay, yeah. For example, my esteem for you is currently set to 0. Oh, thank you. No, that's actually really helpful. That's a funny joke and actually helpful to let me know how the mechanics of the game works. I think. Can I raise that at all right now? This is a case with a lot of controversy around it. We should all act wisely. I think we should question the ramifications of our decisions as well as the validity. Well, if you think about what will help people the most today... Clearly, the Constitution doesn't mean to be interpreted like this. How can you be so sure? There's definitely some wiggle room. But on the technical level, that's not a distinction we can make. Justices, please! Seems we're at a standstill and now must form Voltron to make our decision. Justice X, what do you think? We did it. We made kind of like a thesis statement for what the game's like. I don't... Well. Remember me? I'm gonna be the ghost to help guide you. This is who they chose to replace me with. A ghost! Get it? Because I was a ghost judge, so I can actually see ghosts. That's part of my powers. I really hope that's just part of her powers. Oh, that was all it was. Okay. There's a lot happening here, and I want to talk about all of it very, very briefly. Supreme Courtship. This is on Kickstarter right now, as it said. And it's only got a couple days left. But what is really interesting about all of this is we have a Kickstarter game that I think has legs, and I think that it might be spread out very far in a lot of different directions, because not only does it have to establish 8 different dateable options, 8? That's a lot for a dating sim. That is like 5 too many for most dating sims. On top of that, you also have to establish all of the parts of being a Supreme Court justice and what that means. How do you do that mechanically? So not only is this a dating sim, but it also has a whole lot of other strings attached. And all of those strings kind of combine into making a really long introduction. This demo, we just kind of hung out and talked and read in a very straight linear line for 35 minutes or so. And it's not bad. It's definitely not. It moved very quickly. I felt like we just kind of flowed right through it. It was very fun. The scenario they set up was very fun. And still, somehow, I have no idea what the game is. I don't know what we're supposed to do in it yet. Because I thought it was a dating sim, because that's kind of how it was pitched to me. And I kind of thought it was an educational game where where we're gonna like make choices that affect how everyone else feels, play some politics, and I don't know if I've seen either of those things yet. This is the same exact kind of thing that I see with my students all the time, is you flesh out this really great introduction, and then you realize, oh wait, we just told a really great story and forgot to have the players involved in it at all. So, I wasn't involved in Supreme Courtship, the demo, and I really want to be. And so I hope that more comes out from this that lets me get involved. There were really just great jokes throughout the game. A couple of misses, a couple of things that I would consider big whiffs, but aside from those little things, we're in a good spot. We're in a really good spot. So even if I really hope, I think in the next 3 days, this is a really good chance of being funded. I think there is definitely, as I've even just watched it throughout the day today, the notch has moved up pretty high, and if they get a big surge at the very end, this could succeed. And even if it doesn't, this is still an extremely successful first Kickstarter game for a team who this is their first game. What I really like is it breaks down each Supreme Court judge by their characteristics, not by any political affiliation or what they lean. That reduces a lot of the edges to this, because it gets really kind of gross and complex when you add that in there. I love that we're the 9th judge, which means Brett Kavanaugh's not fucking in this game. Oh, and then the last thing that impressed me the most, all the art and all the music was really nice. It was just perfectly suited for A, if this is an educational game, and B, if this is a dating sim game. Like, it worked both ways, and the Clone High kind of gimmick kind of gets a little bit in the way in a couple of places, but not in any ways that I would say you need to change anything at all with that. Like, it only gets in the way in that when you first show up, everyone kind of acts like kids. You feel like you're in a classroom or a college classroom and not like an actual Supreme Court justice building. I think it really comes to a head when you see the roll call of like all 8 characters showing up at once in a scene to make their voices heard. It just kind of feels a little blocky. It feels kind of chunky and not very smooth. And you're like, oh, I see, the brand is happening at me, and not necessarily the people, the game. They don't feel like humans yet. They just kind of feel like cardboard cutouts when you put all 8 of them at once in there. So maybe just, all you need was like a scene that shows all 8 of them doing judging things and looking official. Looking like they're in a profession and not just kids cosplaying. And so, yeah, I think that's it. That's pretty much all of my thoughts and suggestions and ideas and hopes and dreams and aspirations. Thank you to Sonia and Jesse for making this game and putting in a lot of work, a lot of work. Seeing them, I saw them on Saturday when we all went to Soba and hung out and got shirts together. The Seattle Online Broadcasters Association has been just a great tool for all of us to connect over. And when I saw him, I saw him 27 days into a Kickstarter campaign, and I was like, oh, Jesse, here. I will do anything I can to help you, and this is what I know best, is how to decode video games. Making these videos, hopefully there's some guidance in there for all of us. I think that this game has a lot to teach us. And so, anyway, I love y'all. I'll see you next time. We're gonna go cook some more different games. We're gonna look deeply into video games, and I don't know, we're probably gonna date people more, because that's what I love doing. So, I'll see you then. We got more games to come.